Hi everyone. How are you today? Thanks for coming back. Hello to all of you 51 new people. Last week, I think I had like 101 followers and there's 151 of you today. So thank you so much. Hey Britt. Hey Beck. Now, I made cards this time instead of having 50 sheets of paper. So hopefully this should go a lot smoother and not for an hour. Hey girlfriend. Okay, cool. So thank you for joining. As you can see, it's still me. I still look the same. No makeup. I have this really beautiful lighting here that's putting like a sheen on my face. I feel fantastic. Let me know if the sound's not right, if the lighting is annoying. I'll move. I'm sitting on a cushion this time because the other night when I tried to get up, I was like an old lady hobbling out because my hips almost gave way. So you know how it is. Anyway, all right. So my weekly update. How has my week been? My week has been good. I don't know if most of you remember last week when I was talking about like how hard it's been, because it is hard, and I was stuck on that like 101 and I just couldn't get off it, and I was like throwing the scales every morning and chucking a tantrum, and all of a sudden I woke up one morning and I was like, today's going to be the day. Well, it wasn't that day. I hit 100. And I just kept going up and down for a couple of days. And then I got to move phases. And from moving phases and coming off the drops, I am now in the double digits. And I am currently sitting at 98.3. So in total, I have lost 14.1 kilos. And 2 of those was from last time you guys see me. So like, seriously, look at my face. No, I'm kidding. But I feel like I don't look as puffy anymore, which is good. I think last week I was holding a lot of fluid, so it was kind of a bit annoying. But yeah, so I'm feeling really good. Time of the month at the moment, so we're going to touch base on that later. Yeah, so I'm 2 kilos down from last week, which is really cool. There was a lot of struggles. This week has been really hard. I had a last minute shift change at work, so my sleep pattern is out of whack. I'm going to hit the hay as soon as I'm leaving you guys tonight, just because I'm absolutely knackered. And from that, like I know the changes in my body now. This is my 8th week, believe it or not. It feels like I just started, and all of a sudden I'm like a whole child down, and it's been almost 8 weeks, so it's absolutely fantastic. I'm really excited about that. So yeah, I'm feeling good. Number 2, okay, changing phases. I know a lot of you beautiful women on here are following changing habits. You're doing the protocol, so good on you, because I know it is not easy. So yeah, I've moved through like a whole phase since I last seen you guys. I went through phase 3, which is only 3 days. Basically, you come off the drops, which is the hormone drops that I was taking, which I told you guys about last week. Thanks, Qantas, for my pajamas. And I was expecting to, because I was at like 13.7 kilos or something, and I was expecting to be like, that's it, that was how much weight I was losing this round, and I had my head set to maintain that. So coming into phase 3, and then on the first day of phase 4 hitting 98.3, I was like, holy shit, like 14 kilos, that's it, I'm maintaining 14 kilos this round. I might still lose more, I don't know, I'm not planning on it, I'm happy at where I've got to. I just want to focus on maintaining it, because that is my biggest feat. So hopefully that's going to be a good thing for me. So I'm in phase 4, which is amazing. I get to trial lots of new foods. Biggest challenge so far has been that day 2 into testing, good old time of the month popped around. So unfortunately, I spoke to the coaches and I decided to stop testing until that old chestnut, just the inflammatory, not even till it finishes, just till the inflammatory part of it goes down, because it's not really fun when you stand on the scales and it tells you you're up a kilo, but you've like, well, I've barely fucking eaten anything, like, and I go by feel in my body, and I had butter for the first time and it was absolutely amazing. And I didn't feel sick from it. I didn't get bloated from it. I literally just felt like I'd been eating my normal food. So I happily went in and did it again the next day. But then, like I said, the good old period hit and it was just like, yeah, there's too much going on. So I just decided to subside. So that's kind of like how that went. So I tested a couple of little bits and pieces, like a few little dry things like in between, because it's been quite a few days now. So things like cacao nibs, like, okay, bye, thank you, love you. Cacao nibs, I just had them on like some strawberries and sort of like seen how that went, and I've done that a couple of times now and that seems to be fine. Shredded coconut seems to be good, which I'm stoked about, because coconut oil and coconut flakes are like my two go-to things, and I've like completely tested fine to both of them, so I'm like, thank the Lord. So that's that. Basically, as far as this whole trialing foods thing goes, it is obviously an elimination and an introduction to see what is going on in my belly, and it's working. It's been really great. Obviously, like, I've lost a lot of weight from it, and that's just goes to show how much fluid and crap my body was holding, so it's pretty insane. But I'm learning. Like, this time around, I knew when my period came, I was like, cool, I'm just gonna chill out, just ride the wave. This used to be a huge thing for me, so I'm going to touch base on that with you guys in a short minute, because everyone that knows me kind of does this now when I go, oh yeah, I just got my period, and everyone's like, not as in like, ew, you got your period, as in like, hold on, where was the exorcism the week before this was supposed to have happened? So, like I said, that's coming. Okay, one of the big things I wanted to chat about this week was food prep, because all of the comments and everything that I get on all of my foodie posts are based around how do I do my food prep. I get a lot of inboxes from some of you amazing ladies asking me to touch base on food prep, how I plan it, what I buy, my necessities, all that sort of stuff. So we'll start with planning out. I don't plan it out. I know what I like. I know what flavors I like. So I'll go and get like a pile of like mince, and then I'll get like some lamb chops and like maybe some chicken mince, but I'm not really fussed on chicken, to be honest. So I'm mainly like a beef girl. But yeah, so I will go and do that. I'll do like a bolognese sort of type food, and then I'll do like a Mexican sort of style, and then I'll have like fresh steak and fresh chops and stuff like that to have. But this time around I made homemade sausages, and it was amazing. Literally, it's like my go-to now. It's just so easy and so much fun. A little bit of extra time in food prep, like I spent the whole day Saturday food prepping up until like 8 o'clock at night, but it was so worth it. It's so easy when you've got the food there to go to. Like, I just felt like something naughty, and so I made homemade sausages. Like, I don't even know who in their right mind does that. Like, you just go to the shops and buy sausages, but I just made them because I knew how much better I would feel. And I tried. I sat in the car with Tim for about 2 hours, and like, probably not 2 hours, maybe like 30 minutes, but I Googled like the whole way to the shop, the cleanest recipe sausages you can buy, because I just wanted them that bad. So then in the shop we decided, you know what, let's just make them, and it was really, really cool. You can see a photo on my Instagram and they look like logs of poo, but I just trust me on this one, okay? Alright, my go-to foods. As far as veggies go, zucchini, fresh Brussels sprouts, so even frozen. I always have a bag of frozen as well, because it's just easy for those days where I've just gone to bed because I'm knackered and forgot to food prep for the next day. I always have protein in the freezer, so I literally just like tip some Brussels sprouts into a snap lock bag, grab my little bit of protein that's already been cooked, and then I'm like, off I go. So zucchini, fresh Brussels sprouts, frozen Coles broccoli. If you haven't tried it yet because you're worried about it being like Coles brand, like, you haven't lived. You literally haven't lived. My mother-in-law, who is a food snob, she's going to punch me for saying this, but she likes the good foods. I made her try it once, and like, that's all she buys now. She still buys fresh every now and again, but she has no hesitation to buy this fresh, like this frozen, like snap frozen broccoli, and it's so cheap and so amazing. And like, it actually comes in like proper florets of like broccoli, so you can see like the quality in it is amazing. So I always buy a minimum of like 3 kilos of that. And same thing, just like fill up one of those actual sandwich size like bags, and that's like my serve of broccoli, and I love it so much. So zucchini, Brussels sprouts, broccoli. As far as veggies goes, it's like just mainly green stuff for me. I reacted to cauliflower, so that's out of the game. Celery, I'm not a big fan of. Like, I'll eat it, but I'd rather eat it with like peanut butter or cream cheese or something. So maybe like I'll have more of that down the track, or like dipping it into like dip and stuff. So that's fine. But yeah, so as far as that goes, like zucchini, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, bok choy, and cucumber. They're like my 5 go-to vegetables. And then I always have lots of tomatoes, proper like field tomatoes and cherry tomatoes, because I just love eating them like fresh, or like just chucking them in with stuff to make like a bit of a sauce. Red onion I always have on hand. Fresh chili, fresh garlic. One of our close friends does like she makes her own homemade pickled garlic, so it's literally just like vinegar, something else. And I like kind of tested that in day one before I had some fresh garlic to see how it went, and it's never affected me before. It actually helped me a lot. So I can't eat it, I just put it in my food to cook, and then I take it out before I eat it because I'm a sook. So that's that. Normal onions as well, always have lots of those. Heaps and heaps of fresh spices. I've got to have heaps of fresh spices, heaps of dried spices. As long as there is spices in my cupboard, I will make something yum. I mean, like, you can see from all our recipes, it's not boring at all. Like, people go like, is that actually healthy? And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, what's going on up here? So it's pretty cool. New foods that I have tried that I would never have really bought before and that I can't live without now. Zucchini has to be like my top. Probably cacao nibs as well. I would have always gone for like choc chips or something, but cacao nibs, like, it's the crunch, I think, for me, so I don't even notice the difference. And like shaved coconut flakes in there as well is pretty cool. Fresh chili, would never ever have bought them before, like wouldn't even give a crap for it, and now I like everything that I make, I put chili in. It'll either be chili flakes, fresh chili, cayenne pepper. It's always something, and not like to the point where it's like hard and people won't eat it, but like it's pretty good. So I got asked to give you guys some pointers how to organize and plan your foods. Like I said, I don't plan it. I get a game in my head of like the foods I want to make, and then it's a matter of just writing a list, getting just those ingredients, having them there on hand, and kind of like just going from there. I'm going to go and show you guys my fridge like once I finish at the end, because you literally see it's just fruit, vegetables and meat. Like it's pretty exciting. I love food. Can't live without food, actually. Like, I'm really enjoying this because I just get to eat all the time. Like, from someone that would never eat during the day, like, I literally like thrive. Like, I stare at that clock and I'm like, 2 o'clock, I'm going on lunch. So it doesn't always happen like that every day, but that's basically how it happens. I'm always munching on something, so it's good. I'm really enjoying the whole food prep part of it. I like to try new things. I'm a little bit upset that I reacted to cauliflower and eggs, because they were probably the 2 things I went to if I wanted to feel like I was having something naughty, because you can like mash cauliflower and like you can make pizza and stuff like that, and eggs, it kind of is nice to have like fried eggs and stuff like that, but like I said, I'm not missing out on much. I will probably test again down in the future, like, you know, I'll have them for breakfast every now and again, because I didn't have a huge game with them. I just would stall, so a little bit of inflammation, but you know, see how we go. Hi Nat, thanks for joining. Yeah, so that's basically where we come down to with food prep. Now this one's a little bit of a, you know, time of the month. If there's any males that are tuning in, sorry, but we're all women and we all go through it, so I'm gonna talk about it. So basically, my mum will vouch for this, but when I was in like, you know, late primary school, beginning of high school, when I started getting my time of the month, I got it quite early on, I think. Yeah, like year 7 or something. Quite normal, I think, I guess. Hi Dad. Basically I would get it, and like I would just be in absolute agony. I'd just be white all the time, and I would go to school, but then I would always end up coming home that day, and I never like I loved being at school, so mum always knew that if I wasn't going to be at school, that was because of a reason. Basically, as I got further and further up in high school, it got worse and worse, and I literally would just be like, Mum, I'm not even going to waste your time and make you drive me to school, because I'm literally just going to come home again. I just felt like I couldn't like contain myself, and like I was just sitting in the toilet all the time because I was so scared. Like, you know, I guess like mum taught me how to do things properly, and I was always still overcautious. But when you're in high school and you're a girl, it's kind of like, are the other girls going through this? Because like not everyone spoke about it, and I was at a new school for like the most part of year 10, where that was like where it was a big thing for me, so it was kind of annoying. And then yeah, I don't know, I guess like from there, like as I got older, I kind of was just like, it just is what it is, and that just became the norm to me. The absolute 5 days of exorcism beforehand, like the cramping and the back pain and like feeling like I'd been hit by a truck, and I hadn't even had the friggin' thing yet, so that was a real pain in the ass. And then I don't know, I think when I was like, oh, this is where it's good for mum to be online, because she knows how old I was. I'm pretty sure I was well, I was 18 when I moved out of home. So I think I was about 19 or just before I was 19 when I first went on the pill. And basically it was because of the pains. I went to my doctor and was like, I can't deal with this. I can't not go to work because of this, like just being a woman. So he put me on like a mini pill and like did all that, and it was like Levlin or something. And basically like, I don't know, I don't really think it did much. I think it just like slowed my period down a little bit. I still had pains and stuff, so I'm not really sure like, you know, whatever happened. So I just thought that I was like, oh, it's better than nothing. And then I heard like a lot of people telling me, oh yeah, cool, so I was around 18. A lot of people were saying that I should have gone to a different one. So I went back to my doctor and was like, cool, I need to get a different pill. And I remember being in the car with my dad one day as well and like talking to him about it and like saying to him like, no dad, it's not because I'm having sex, I promise, like I'm struggling a lot, like I really need to go on the pill. And he was like, all right, well if it's what you want to do, you know. But I was very like private about those things. I just kind of just did it. And so I changed to Yasmin, which was supposed to be better, not supposed to put on so much weight, but you're paying like $80 for it, and it was so ridiculous. And basically like the same thing, like it kind of mastered a little bit, but all of a sudden I'd already started putting on weight. I just ballooned. Like, I'm not blaming it on that. I've said from the start, like I'm not making excuses because I could have done anything to sort of like help it out, but it definitely did not help me at all. And this is how much I'm going to prove that it didn't help me, because I came off the pill for good in March this year, just before I went to Europe. And while I was in Europe, I lost like 3 kilos. Like I said, lots of walking and just eating a lot more different foods, I guess, and not so much processed. And then I came back and it was like a month later where I was like, no, I need to do this, I need to kick it in the butt. So basically like since I've come off the pill and I've lost like 14 kilos, probably more, like 17 or something, but I'm going from when I started the program, it's made a huge difference. And like for my partner to sit down and basically beg me to come off it because he could see that there was an issue, that's a big thing to me, because not many men care. Like they don't give a shit as long as you're not falling pregnant and calling him baby daddy. Like, as horrible as that sounds, that wasn't meant to sound rude, but do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, he was just like, just come off it, we'll just deal with it, we'll just go old school for a little while until we figure something out. And like, touch wood, like we've been fine. And I have my whole body has changed. Like I had like probably 5 or 6 periods before I started the program where I wasn't on the pill. And then I don't know, basically I started this and I was in Brisbane for my first period on the changing habits, and I had to stop the drops for a couple of days, so I was a bit worried, but I was focusing on my food. I didn't have my scales, so I couldn't weigh myself every day like I was, and I came back after 5 days and I'd lost 1.9 kilos, and I was like, holy fuck, like I just had my period, I was supposed to put weight on, like what even happened? But it just goes to show I didn't realize what my body was doing before. And so this time around, seeing that stupid stall that I had last week just goes to show that I obviously retain the weight and hold the weight and maybe gain a little bit right in that week before I'm getting my period, hence why I was in so much pain all the time. And then as soon as I get it, I just drop. So that's great. But for someone that literally, I've worked at Flight Centre for almost 18 months now, and every single month, guaranteed, and I don't take sick days from work. Like, I do not go to work unless I am fucking dying. Like, excuse the French, but I'm one of those people. And literally to the point where I just couldn't do it. I just could not get up. I was like going to the chiropractor to try and help fix my back and do all this. And my boss has her own issues with her stomach and stuff, so she completely understands. But I was like, I don't want to take a day off. Like, I would just go to work and I would just be as white as a ghost, and I would just feel like I was bleeding everywhere. Sorry, but this is it. This is me raw. You guys knew this when you signed in. And it was just so bad. So to have this, like the second month in a row now, literally bounce out of bed the other morning and be like, oh, I got my period. And I feel like I said in my post, like Tim looked at me and the look on his face was, sorry, you just said you got your period. But like normally you have like an exorcism before it. So like, I'm just not sure if I heard you right. But what he actually said was like, oh, that's awesome. Like, you must feel so much better. Like, this is so great. And that was it. Left it as that. Then I got on the scales and I was like, like, kilo, what is going on? Anyway, so I've just learnt what my body does now. And I thought the first month was a fluke, but obviously it wasn't. And now I'm feeling so much better. Like today I felt a bit shit and a bit like icky and gross, but I felt like a normal female going through a normal female's thing, not bedridden. Like I went to work on the first day of getting my period yesterday and I was like, what the fuck? Like I'm at work today. Like this is insane. I haven't been at work like that for a full day on the first day of time of the month for a long time. So that was a really, really big thing for me. But yeah, so that's kind of like how I feel about that. And I wanted to touch base on it because I know that everyone reacts to these things differently. And, you know, like a lady said to me today, she's like, I'm much like you, you know, like break a leg, I'm like, whoop-de-fucking-do. Like break half the bones in my body, I'm like, whoop-de-fucking-do. But give me the time of the month and I'm literally like, you know what? No, just cut me here, put a bullet in my head. I'm just gonna go. Sorry. Can't deal with it. Hate it. Anyway, so that's that. Now a lot of you were messaging me asking me how you could view my blog again because some of you joined late, some of you came in like the next day and just got the half end of it and then it expired. So I have decided to make a YouTube channel and it's the same as my blog. I don't give a shit if no one ever watches them, but I've got a lot of family that want to tune in as well, but like they don't have Instagram and they're like, it's not their thing. They don't do technology, but they know how to use YouTube. So I have made a YouTube channel. I have linked it in under my bio. So when you go on my profile and it says like, all sorts of adventures, blogging me from start to forever, and it has like my little blurb and it literally has a link underneath it, and if you click that it'll take you directly to my YouTube account and then you'll see every week I'll just upload from there. I've been trying to upload the last week's blog for about 4 nights and finally last night I got to 96% and then it said video too long and I was like, yeah, obviously I talk like a champion, so of course it's gonna be too long. So I just split it into 2, so I did part 1 and part 2. So this is episode 2. Yay! But yeah, so it's been fantastic. The amount of support and the amount of amazing words and like just cute little messages that I get all the time from people that I don't even know from a bar of soap is absolutely fantastic. I feel like I bond with my best friends a little bit better through here as well because, you know, like we don't even see each other. Like we just live our own lives and, you know, like one of them just got back from a trip around Australia and, well, she's out fancy dancing around and I finally get to see her on Friday. And then Jode's the one that I spoke about last week. She is hopefully you're going to see her on the weekend as well, so that'll be good. And then next week I am on the late shift, so Wednesday night I'm hoping to still get home as early as I can, so about 8. So it will be a later vlog, so I don't expect to see any of you on here because especially you beautiful people from the East Coast, obviously it will be quite late, but it will stay on for 24 hours and then that's where the YouTube channel is going to come in handy. When you get a chance to watch it, you can jump in and watch it, so hopefully that helps someone. Now, recipe requests. I have a lot of people that email me and go, hey, can you make a clean version of this? Yeah, that's totally fine. I'm obviously just going to post it on my Instagram, so if you're watching and you see it, then that's for you. I obviously can't remember who the people are that tag me and ask me to do bits and pieces and whatnot, so I'm sorry if I don't personally tag you in it and go, hey, this is for you. But everyone that comments, like I try and get back to you, I try and reply back to all my messages and stuff, and I don't think that I've missed anyone so far. But I'm just really enjoying having you guys, like, you know, posting and commenting on my stuff and telling me that I'm inspirational to you, because that's amazing. Like, that's what I'm kind of here for. I just, like I said, if I can inspire one person, even if not every day, but once a week, like, that's fine. And even doing these vlogs, like, I don't expect anyone to tune in. And if you guys tune in and you want to watch and you want to jump out halfway through because you're like, all right, now she's rambling, like, that's fine. You'll jump back in and watch it another time whenever you're ready. So that's basically that. Question and answers. If you guys have questions, you can literally comment on like my latest photos, send me a DM, like whatever you want to do, and I'll answer your questions in like the vlogs. Otherwise you can just literally type a comment there and it literally pops up. So that's why if you randomly hear me be like, oh hey, it's because someone's commented. I think you guys can see it, I don't know. So that's basically it. I'm not going to ramble on like last week. I gave you guys like a full backstory, like I basically read you a novel last week, so I'm not going to do that. Just wanted to touch base. It's easier just to do this and answer all the questions that I get all the week and let you all know how I'm going and whatnot, because I feel like I am doing an absolutely stellar job, and like I said, I just want to inspire other people that might be in the same boat as me or have been in the same boat and are scared to take that jump, because it is hard and I don't have any shame, like I really don't, and I'm hoping now by my second blog that you guys understand that. Like, I swear I don't wear makeup when I do these things. I don't really wear much makeup at all, but like I said, I like to dress up like a 10 when I do go out. So maybe this weekend you might get a nice photo because I am going out on Saturday night. But yeah, I don't even have anything to wear because nothing fucking fits me, but I'll figure something out. So yeah, that's basically it. I just wanted to leave you guys with this cute little affirmation that someone said to me. Dad, you can't call me adorable. I'm 25. But thank you. I love you both. But yeah, so someone sent this to me once when I was struggling with seeing how far I'd come. And Tim, for one, like the photo that I posted in front of me in front of the lake, that didn't even make sense, but you know what I'm trying to say. The photo I posted of me in front of the lake from the weekend where it was very silhouette-y, I just loved my shape in that. And I was like, oh, my legs could be a bit smaller. But Tim was like, shut up. Like, you have changed so much and you don't even realize it. And anyway, so someone sent me this cute little affirmation, so I'm just going to read it out to you. And it's super, super true because you constantly look at yourself every day and you don't see changes. You kind of feel a little bit disheartened. But this is exactly what it says. It takes 4 weeks for you to see your body changing. It takes 8 weeks for your friends and family to see your body changing, and it takes 12 weeks for the rest of the world. Not that you even need to justify yourself for the rest of the world or for anything, but, you know, there might be people that you might see once a year or once a month. Like, don't be upset if you see them and they don't say anything, because the amount of people that I have bumped into or caught up with since I've been doing this program, and I'm like, you fucking kidding? Like, I've lost 14 kilos since I've last seen you. Like, say something! But it's not even about that. I'm still wearing the same clothes. I go to work and, like, the girls from the other stores will see me and go, holy shit, you look amazing. But, you know, and I'm like, no, I fucking don't. I'm still wearing the same clothes. Like, how can you even tell? And they're like, no, like, you have so much material hanging in your uniform. Like, you need to fix that shit. And I'm like, yeah, I'll fix it one day. So, you know, it is one of those things, and it's a big mind game. Like I said last week, it's getting your head and your heart to talk to each other and make yourself realize that you're not meant to see changes every single day. If you want to see changes every single day, you need to eliminate all of the problems, start again, and make sure you're weighing in to check yourself and see what you ate differently the day before and how it might have affected you. This guy here, I'm still struggling some days, and Tim, every time he's home, oh my God, like, how much water did you drink today? Bless him, because he's literally like my biggest advocate. It's amazing. I try and drink a minimum one of these, plus the 300 mils I get from my smoothie in the morning. You know, and then at dinner, like, he'll fill up like a big pint glass for me and be like, you're not leaving the table until you finish it. And I'm like, make me, you're not my real dad. But, you know, I try to drink a lot of water, so it's more than what I was drinking before, so that's good. And my skin's still doing its own thing, it's still clearing up and being stupid, so I'm like, whatever. But anyway, as the process goes, I'm feeling amazing. I feel great. Thank you all for being here. I will link my YouTube channel again in my next post. And like I said, any questions, anything you want to know, anything you feel like you maybe can't ask, use the DM. That's what it's there for. I hope you all have a fantastic week. I will check back in next Wednesday. Like I said, it'll be late, so if you're still here, thank you. If not, you can check it out on YouTube. And then the next week, I'll be in Melbourne, so I will be on the East Coast time. So I'm super, super excited. I will literally be on holiday, so I will be doing it with my sister-in-law. She just doesn't know it yet. Anyway, have a great week. Yours raw and truly, me. I love you guys. Bye.